Think of all the projects you once dreamed of, now gathering dust, silent reminders of ambition left unfinished. We all share this struggle. The half-written stories, the untouched instruments, the courses never finished. These aren't failures, but echoes of our human challenge to finish what we start. The real reason you never finish anything has nothing to do with laziness. It's a battle happening inside your brain between these 5 powerful forces. Are you ready to finish what you start? Let's uncover how to finally break free and become a finisher. At the core of our struggle, at the very heart of why we find it so difficult to maintain momentum, lies a fundamental principle: inertia. It's a force that governs not just the physical world around us, but also our internal landscape. Objects at rest stay at rest, and so do we. This isn't just a physics lesson. It's a reflection of our own human tendency to remain in a state of equilibrium, even when that equilibrium isn't serving us. We become comfortable in our routines, even if those routines are holding us back. Starting a project is easy. The initial spark of an idea, the excitement of a new venture, it all feels effortless. The novelty gives us momentum. That fresh, invigorating feeling propels us forward, making us believe we can conquer anything. We're fueled by enthusiasm and a sense of possibility. But as soon as things get tough, when the initial excitement fades and the real work begins, friction sets in. The road becomes bumpy, obstacles appear, and progress slows. And stopping inertia takes over. That initial resistance becomes a powerful force, pulling us back towards the comfort of inaction. Our brains are wired to conserve energy. It's a survival mechanism, a deeply ingrained instinct to avoid unnecessary exertion, nudging us toward easier, more gratifying distractions. Our minds seek the path of least resistance, gravitating towards activities that provide instant gratification. This isn't laziness. It's not a character flaw or a lack of willpower. It's biology. It's a fundamental aspect of our human makeup. Pushing through discomfort requires real cognitive effort, a conscious decision to override our natural inclinations. So our brains resist. They perceive discomfort as a threat, triggering a cascade of signals designed to protect us from perceived harm. The result? Projects stall and we default to rest. The unfinished tasks pile up and we find ourselves back where we started, succumbing to the allure of inactivity. The first step is recognizing this force. Understanding the power of inertia is crucial to overcoming it. Inertia is just one piece of the puzzle, a single factor in a complex equation, amplified by our brain's reward system and hidden biases. These internal mechanisms work in concert to reinforce our tendency towards inaction. The question is, how do we push past the friction and get moving again? How do we break free from the grip of inertia and reclaim our momentum? Let's examine the next culprit. We need to understand the forces at play if we want to overcome them. Dopamine and our addiction to the new. This powerful neurotransmitter plays a significant role in our motivation and our susceptibility to distraction. Ready? Let's dive in. We often hear about dopamine and its association with pleasure, but that's a simplification. The reality is far more nuanced. Dopamine isn't the pleasure molecule, it's the motivation molecule. It's the driving force behind our actions, the spark that ignites our desire to pursue goals and seek rewards. It's what gets us out of bed in the morning. We get a dopamine rush not from finishing, from that final sense of accomplishment, but from starting. It's the anticipation, the potential, the newness that really gets our dopamine flowing. It's the thrill of the chase, the excitement of the unknown, and anticipating rewards that truly floods our brains with dopamine. This anticipation is a powerful motivator. That's why new projects feel so exciting, so full of promise and potential. It's the dopamine talking, fueling our enthusiasm. And that's also why the middle feels so dull, so monotonous. The initial dopamine rush has faded, and the hard work sets in. As novelty fades, as the initial excitement wanes, so does our motivation. The dopamine dries up, and the task at hand feels less appealing. And when that happens, our brains crave the next new thing, the next source of stimulation, the next dopamine hit. This is the dopamine trap. It's a cycle that can lead to procrastination and unfinished projects. It's about constantly chasing the high of starting something new, the allure of the fresh and exciting, ultimately leaving a trail of unfinished work, a graveyard of abandoned projects, and a lingering sense of frustration. To escape this trap, break big, overwhelming projects into small, manageable milestones. Each mini-goal gives your brain a hit of reward, a little dopamine boost to keep you going, keeping you engaged, focused, and productive, even when the initial excitement has worn off. Trick your brain into staying motivated by strategically managing your dopamine levels. Do this by celebrating small wins, acknowledging your progress, and rewarding yourself for each step forward. Not just the finish line, but every step along the way deserves recognition. So, what's one tiny, achievable milestone you can set for your current project right now? Remember, lasting progress is built on a series of small, satisfying steps, each one contributing to the bigger picture. Now let's delve deeper and look at some of the hidden mental traps, the psychological obstacles that can make finishing projects even harder than it already is. Onward to understanding and overcoming these challenges. Our brains use shortcuts, cognitive biases, that sabotage our progress. The planning fallacy makes us underestimate time and effort, imagining a smooth path that rarely exists. Present bias pulls us toward immediate pleasure, making long-term goals feel less urgent. These biases make projects seem easier than they are and tempt us to quit when reality hits. The solution? Break tasks into tiny, concrete steps, so small they're almost effortless. Use commitment devices, pay up front, or tell a friend your goal for accountability. Make the next step so easy you can't say no. By outsmarting your biases, you make progress inevitable. Now, let's tackle the perfectionism trap. Ready to let go of flawless? Perfectionism masquerades as high standards, but it's really a cage built from fear of judgment. The perfectionist dreads the messy middle. Every draft feels like failure compared to an impossible ideal. This anxiety leads to paralysis or quitting, not excellence. Research links perfectionism to procrastination and anxiety. All or nothing thinking means if it can't be perfect, it's not worth doing. The antidote? Embrace process over product. Allow yourself a rough first draft. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Lower the stakes, focus on consistent effort, and celebrate small wins. What project are you avoiding because it won't be perfect? Let's move from paralysis to productive motion. Next, we face the deepest block, fear of failure. Let's confront it. Beneath procrastination and perfectionism lies fear, especially fear of failure. We tie our self-worth to outcomes, making finishing feel risky. As long as a project is unfinished, it could still be a masterpiece. Finishing exposes us to judgment, so we stall to protect our egos. This is self-sabotage. If we never finish, we never truly fail. Many of us learn to avoid mistakes, developing a fixed mindset. The solution? Cultivate a growth mindset. See failure as feedback, not a verdict. Try a pre-mortem. Imagine your project failed, then list the reasons why. This makes failure less scary and more manageable. The goal isn't to avoid failure, but to learn and iterate. Now let's build momentum with small wins. Ready to move forward? The secret to finishing isn't willpower, it's momentum, built on small, consistent wins. Each small win triggers dopamine, creating a positive feedback loop. Research shows progress, even minor, is the biggest motivator. Break daunting tasks into tiny steps, each one a mini victory. For our friend with the half-built table, the first win is just watching a tutorial. Next, practice on scrap wood. Then, make one real cut. Each step builds confidence and keeps you moving. Apply this to any goal. Write one paragraph, learn 5 words, take one action. Lower the barrier so much it's easier to start than to stall. Once in motion, inertia works for you. Understanding psychology is half the battle. The other half is building a system. Create a completion habit link project. Work to a daily routine, like after your morning coffee. This automates starting, saving willpower for the work itself. Make your habits obvious, easy, and satisfying. Manage your environment. Remove distractions. Set up a dedicated workspace. Your surroundings should make focus the path of least resistance. Add accountability. Tell a friend, join a group, or hire a coach. External systems support you when motivation fades. Combine habits, environment, and accountability for a powerful finishing system. The right structure makes follow-through almost automatic. Now let's take your first step. Ready? We've explored the hidden forces that keep us from finishing. Now, you have the map. The path forward isn't about overnight change, but small, intentional actions. Treat your productivity as experiments. Be compassionate and strategic. The journey from starter to finisher is built one brick at a time. Your brain can change. Small wins and new habits rewire it for success. Don't aim for a grand finish. Just take the smallest possible step. Open the document, send the email, take the first action. In this moment, you're casting a vote for a new identity, a finisher. The journey has already begun. What's your first step? If this video resonated with you, give it a like. It helps more people discover these insights. Share it with someone who could use a thoughtful reminder. And if you're into self-empowerment and healthy relationships, be sure to subscribe for more. Watch the video popping up now, or explore the channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching.